hello, hello, and welcome to Live with Cheryl. I'm your host, Cheryl Megan. You're probably watching this now here at YouTube / at SHD Drum / streams. That's a really great way for y'all to watch it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Live with Cheryl. And I am Cheryl. I am someone who's going to talk to you on this program about acting, research, music, writing, keynote concerts, just all kinds of different things, whatever I'm up to. I am glad to be here. It's been a whirlwind. There's been a lot going on. I hope y'all are doing okay. I've been enjoying the summer, but the heat has been pretty intense. So we'll probably be ending up, all of us, trying to figure out ways to beat the heat and also figure out ways to celebrate different holidays coming up and commemorate months and all kinds of things. School is out for a lot of people. So folks are getting into their summer, whatever jobs, summer school, whatever. So hopefully those transitions are going well. But welcome, welcome, welcome. So here we talk about all kinds of things going on, and we also have little trivia that helps us connect to our health, which is our engine for doing all kinds of things. So welcome for people who have been here before, you know the deal. And for folks who are here for the first time, hi. All right, so usually what I'll get into is a little segment I like to call updates as I create. So primarily for the last 8 years or so, I've been mostly using my creative skills, although sometimes I do leverage my PhD in chemistry to do some different things. And so I've been creating a whole lot. And honestly, there's been a lot going on in the last couple of weeks, and it's been really fun and stimulating. So I just want to give y'all updates. If y'all ever have questions about any of the things I've been doing, I've been running my creative business and my consulting business for the last 8 years full time. I'm happy to share resources with y'all, things that have helped me figure out how to craft myself and brand myself and educate myself for these different things that I'm making money on, working for myself, doing my thing. So always glad to hear from folks who are interested or people who, want to hire me for different things. So here we go. Updates as I create. You guys, it has been beautiful and a blessing for me to get a chance to do directing. I have my short out now. He's on the way. That came out around my birthday, which was a couple weeks ago, not very long ago. I turned a big 50. Woo, woo, y'all. So I released as a little present to myself and others my short film, He's on the Way. And that was done with Collins Wilson, who's a really wonderful actor who I met at the Duke University Standardized Patient Program. So he's an actor over there and other places. To remind y'all, standardized patients can be people who are from any walk of life who want to help different nursing or medical school or physical therapy programs, different medical programs, to have people who are training to be professionals for the first time or to certify themselves in a new kind of way, to have a chance to practice with people who aren't in dire straits and really needing final diagnoses and things. So standardized patients come in, we portray different cases and give people different challenges. And sometimes there's a lot of range and sometimes there's just very, very narrow stuff we have to do. And so that's how I met Collins. And he worked with me. It was a 1 day shoot. I learned a lot. I have been studying for a while off and on at different places, but the independent film school that LITR runs is what I've got a lot of resources for myself for trying to shoot things. So primarily I'm an actor and screenwriter. And so those things come together in a way that helps me to write and helps me to act. But in terms of film production, I don't really have this driving passion for me to be the person who's the director of photography. But sometimes for you to get more opportunities for yourself, you have to make a calling card. You have to do something to show people the kind of stories you want to be involved in. So that's why I've been learning at the Independent Film School and other places that have opportunities for people to learn. So He's on the Way is on my, not lot, let's see, it's on my youtube.com/ at SHD Drum, not on the streams, just on the regular area because I didn't stream it live. But also, I was able to sharpen up a version of it. And I want to show y'all my acting page where it also is, because I want y'all to see that sharper version. Let me know if you can tell the difference. It was sort of a subtle kind of a thing, but I did go ahead and upload on my acting channel a whole slightly edited in terms of just the sharpness of it version of He's on the Way. So that short sort of deals with trying to process different things. I don't want to give it away completely, but it has some depth to it, y'all. So I do want to show y'all that. Oop, nope, I'm going to hide that. Show you this again. And that way you can look at it. If you want to see if you can notice any difference between the version that I've uploaded that's a little bit sharper at youtube.com/@CherylActs. So folks have already seen it. It came out on my birthday and I've already gotten some feedback on it, and I'm really grateful for that. Further feedback is totally welcome because I am a busy bee writing other shorts. So some of y'all know that as a screenwriter, I've been pitching my stuff. This is what we do. Those of us who don't already have connections in the industry, we go ahead and we try to say, hey, I'm here, and get involved with different outlets that connect us to production companies or sometimes to other people who have deals with production companies and want scripts. So I am on International Screenwriters Association. NetworkISA.org is the website. And recently, there have been a couple different opportunities for shorts. I have written shorts in the past for different production companies who were trying to break new voices. Like I think Kevin Hart might have had a production company that had a contest a couple years back that got me sort of into writing around comedy. And I was very early on in learning about what I wanted to do with screenwriting. But it was still a good exercise because it got me started to say, okay, let me take some of my background from UNC's creative writing program, where I got my minor years ago, and my experience in fiction writing there, and pull it over into something that I'm more passionate about. Because honestly, I really watch a lot of films, content online. Well, I watch more TV, really, but I watch more films and TV than I end up going back into reading novels, because that's just been something I've been more drawn into as an actor. I've been studying that also. So this is a little bit of synergy and a way for me to also look for things that I think can make me more money to support my business than what I've been able to do as a novel writer or as a poet. Even though I've been blessed to be able to do those things and I enjoy that, but I'm still trying to craft that business and grow the business. So I've been over here writing more feature length things, some pilots before we moved back to North Carolina and where we are now. I am not driving myself toward trying to be an episodic writer, even though a little bit earlier when my son was a little bit younger, that was open. So right now I'm focused on films. But there were these opportunities on ISA, and they started to overlap with things I've already written in other formats. And I thought, okay, some of these shorts that they have going on fit the vertical drama, the micro drama spot of the industry, which is something where a lot of people are working right now. Let's back it up. What are these vertical dramas? Some of y'all probably know because y'all are on TikTok more than I am. I've fallen away from TikTok a long time ago because of me not being super great at social media, honestly. But anyway, for y'all who already know, correct me if I'm wrong, but verticals are tailored towards social media consumption. So you might be on your phone, you're on your mobile. So it's something that people can look at vertically arranged as opposed to landscape, the way I'm shooting this right now. And there are these ways that people try to grab your interest because they know we're busy and just looking at something on our phone for a short time, and then we got to get off the bus or get off the ride share or catch our train or whatever it is. We're busy people, right? That's why we're going to the watching things on the mobile. So anyway, this short that I saw on ISA is for mobile opportunities for these verticals. And they also have these little short kinds of segments of episodes, only a couple minutes, and then they grab you and hook you and get you wanting to see more. And that's their business model. Now, as a writer, I want to be able to hook people and keep them turning every page anyway. So I said, okay, challenge accepted. So I had some different things that I was writing anyway, and I wanted to push myself on terms of really having that compelling page turn kind of format. Some of the verticals lean towards more of the soap opera kind of drama, but this was looking for something that was looking for a little bit more erotic kind of pull in. They still want you to hook the people, but it isn't that every single vertical has to fit in the same genre that all of us sort of might be more familiar with when we think of the verticals. Long story short, I was typey, and less than a week later, I have something that I went ahead and did a little table read myself where I played all the different parts to make sure it flowed well. And I went ahead and pitched it, did my research on verticals, and it's been exciting for me to explore some universes where I created something unique for this opportunity. but it had me sort of using some concepts where I've done this in other kinds of batches of things I've done, like the Tempo universe, where I had a pilot that was one form of storytelling with character that was a side character in my original feature length piece around Tempo. And that came out of a romance that I wrote. So moving things around in different ways, but exploring different stories that work well for different opportunities. That's what I've been doing. So this is now with another universe that I've been talking about with y'all. With I won't even get away, but y'all can check out some of what's going on for me. My profile on ISA is actually public, and I think I linked to it on my X account. But anyway, y'all can look it up and find out if you want to. Primarily, that short is not something I'm going to self-produce. I'm hoping that I get booked and I get produced by other folks, because it is really challenging to do all the production, as I definitely knew previous to even doing He's on the Way, the self-production that I did with Collins. So y'all, fingers crossed. And I'm thinking, because it was such a fun and stimulating experience because of some of the themes, they're sort of sexy, I might go ahead, and I still have some more time in my schedule of different times of the year when I focus on different things. I may go ahead and get me another one of these things written up, just in case I can also sell that out there. Okay, I'll let you know what happens. But I was really excited about releasing the He's on the Way that I self-produced. I really felt like Collins's performance was great. I hope y'all check that out. And like I said, this is the spot where the even sharper version of it is. So lots of great things in terms of, I got a chance to direct Collins, and he's just such a pro. He was just so collaborative. And then Tim, my husband, was so supportive, and being the DP, the director of photography, for me on that. So I had to wear a lot of hats, but I could wear slightly fewer hats because I had a good pair of people supporting me. So with acting, I wrapped up a project recently that had me doing a lot of acting and directing with an AI project, not a cloning project, but one training AI models to understand emotion and do some different things that would hopefully serve all of us more who are trying to interact with AI out there. So that was a really good project because I got to meet a lot of different actors and voice actors and see just how welcoming the community is, how collaborative the project was. I just learned a lot because I got to be in the director's chair, sort of stepping back and looking at how everybody works differently and what their strengths are and where I can support them. So, and also for me to think about things in terms of being an actor and a director, it helped me synergistically to do those different roles in different combinations. So that was a good experience, y'all. Good stuff. I would recommend it for people who are willing to do some things with their creative side in acting and in voice acting, but don't want to do cloning. There are opportunities out there for model training. It's just you have to look at the details and make sure it doesn't say cloning. And that's something I'm still avoiding myself when I'm doing these AI projects with my acting or with my directing. So that's the acting side of things. With the writing, I wrote that short that I just pitched for the Vertical Opportunity. And I'm thinking, like I said, I'll probably maybe go ahead and either pitch some other writing that is for traditional feature length pieces, or maybe if the most attractive thing is a vertical, I'll write me another vertical and see if I can pitch an opportunity for that. So I'm excited about that. I've also been still looking around, making sure I keep myself sort of hungry for opportunities around keynote speaking using keynote concert format. So that's been good to keep aware about how other people are crafting their things. But right now, at this moment, I'm more focused on the screenwriting in terms of a push of expanding things in my business. But I'm still bookable, y'all, for keynote concerts. So I've talked about that in the past, essentially keynote speeches, but with carefully connected music. So something that could help all different audiences, for nonprofits or for targeted events for corporate venues, and just things that are a little bit higher budget than what I've done in the past, but still talk about important topics and inspirational things about my journey, and then connect it to the music. So there's a little bit other place that can pull people in and keep people engaged, so the messages are received more readily. So that's been something that's still there percolating, but on the back burner right now. I've been doing a bit more lately with AI related to my research background, especially with chemistry. Recently, there are another crop of people requesting, people who have my PhD background and experience with AI model training with chemistry. So it was fun to get an interview recently and talk about some of what I've done because I've really been focused more on the creative stuff, but I still have that skill set. It was sort of fun to an AI interviewer talk about some of the challenges and some of the rewarding, sort of interesting ways you can help the overall process of these models being better at predicting right answers because the models don't think the way that we think a certain way logically, and these language models are probabilistic, and so the way they get to what they get to is a bit of a different path than the logic that we all follow, if that makes sense. Probabilistic prediction of what language will come next. So, anywho, y'all, it's fun to stretch my brain in different ways. With music, I have been writing, as y'all know, things that sort of connect to a lot of different histories that I've lived through, including focusing on songwriting, singing, drumming, which I've done for years and years and years. So some of the creative things I'm doing tap into that. And y'all know with music, besides keynote concerts, it's also film and TV licensing that I've been carving out as where I want to expand my music part of my business. So I've had my jazz in the past put on really major shows thanks to being connected to different music libraries. But the things I've been working on lately have been songwriting in more popular genres. And so I've been developing myself, working on that. And lately, because of the screenwriting and because of producing things myself, I've been my own music supervisor for different audio productions, but also for He's on the Way for the short film. I'm my own supervisor for a full production for that piece. And so I said, I think I did pretty well there. So I also been thinking about ways to incorporate some of my music as inspiration for my characters, but also in some of the ways that can add more interesting layers of storytelling to the screenwriting in ways that you have to be flexible as a screenwriter. You really don't want to put in, okay, this is the piece of music you absolutely have to have, but you can make a suggestion. And I'm basically suggesting some things that, hey, I can do myself. I mean, of course, if folks want to do production of my work and they want to use music they already have, that is absolutely wonderful. I am still open to being hired as a screenwriter under that circumstance. But it's just been a really fun exercise to see the synergy. It felt like at different points with my creative career, I was being pulled in different directions because I was trying to develop different skill sets. But for a lot of us, in the end, you just want to have something that you're doing that you're proud of that connects to other people. And any kind of way to do that that feels authentic and feels like you have something that you're sort of shining and polishing up and putting out there, fair game. So with that attitude, I'm thinking, hey, this is pretty cool for me to be able to be inspired by other sides of the business and other parts of the business, pull it over into my screenwriting. So I've been doing that and I've been getting really inspired by the things I'm listening to. And then also just vibing out, just listening to stuff that is just getting the words to flow. Usually in the past, I will not write with music on. I don't know if y'all are like that, but typically like it to be very quiet when I'm writing. And then I use my imagination to bring up different sounds and locate myself in this virtual space that I'm creating in my mind. But sometimes I've been finding that the energy of having a little bit of music that's chosen for that scene, it has the right vibe for the scene, it can really get the words flowing. So this is interesting for me. It's not my norm for writing, but this has really worked for me with the shorts, especially I think because with these vertical scenes, these very short episodes of a couple minutes in length, there has to be a certain kind of density of emotion, and the pace has to sort of match that type of way to grab and keep an audience. So I think the music is helping me keep that energy, y'all. So there we go. Music, writing, acting, a little bit with the chemistry, getting an AI interview recently. And then the keynote I mentioned, and then, with streaming, I put a commentary up for my supporters on Patreon. Hey, patrons. Thank y'all for supporting me. Really appreciate y'all out there. See y'all soon. Over here, I'm going to give y'all the site, patreon.com/Cheryl Mebane. For my patrons there in the top 2 tiers, I have each month put out a little bit of a show. Sometimes it's the Inspired by Why series that I had, where I was reacting to different things that have been inspiring me and let people know what I loved about them and what I found really, really, really cool or what I was confused about. Or another month, I usually every quarter do one of three things. Another time it'll be an improv, just sort of free flowing show. And other times it will focus on a piece of art or create a new piece of art or sort of showcase some singing I've been doing or a cover or something show. So improv, inspired by Y exclusive, and then more of a pre-planned show that centers on my art. So for June, what I did was I talked as the director. I did a little director's commentary version of He's on the Way. So it was good to think about the way that it was made, appreciate. There's so much you learn when you do these things. So it's easy to be super critical and say, oh, I want to change this and change that and change that about what I was doing. Collins was great. And Tim was so great because he was making do and working with things that were like, whoa, we have to go ahead and get this done in one day. Yes, we do. And he was like, yes, and we will do this. So, but still, as I'm learning, I'm feeling like I'm noticing all the stuff that I want to improve for the next time. But with the director's commentary, I also got myself to really appreciate like, this is stuff coming together, not just waiting for production to come to me, but also saying, hey, if I can scrape together some equipment and I use my phone and some great talented people like Collins, thank you, Collins, and get them a little bit of honorarium, little buddy, and take some time and really be thoughtful about what he might be interested in and repeat in terms of thinking and planning, then I can create a little something that's elevating my game, y'all. So that's what I put up over there is the director's commentary and reflected on things. I said, I've been growing in this game. I've been growing and learning and stretching myself, and making a short made me think I probably feel even more confident about writing more shorts now because I've been making one, producing one, editing one, and seeing, okay, so I want to tighten up when I get another go. So, y'all, I think those are the areas that I want to update y'all on. My goodness. I just talked and talked. Whew. I hope y'all enjoyed getting the updates. Primarily, I'm trying to share different things that I'm into in case y'all want to hire me for different things, but also in case you're in the same fields. We could collaborate on some stuff. Hey, potential collaborators. So that is the update as I create area of the show. Now, we're going to go to the health trivia. I was thinking about how coming up, I'm going to have a little picnic with folks. A lot of folks are having cookouts and gatherings and celebrations for July 4th here in the U.S. So there's a lot going on in the world that you don't want to celebrate, but I'm going to go ahead and celebrate with friends and family and try to look for the things that we're proud of and the things that we can look on and say, you know what, we've been going through tough things in this world and in this country, but we can be proud of XYZ. So going to gather with the family, celebrate family and being together. Hope y'all do that too. But I'm thinking about how to be safe, not only with the heat, but with other things as well. So that's the health trivia topic. Let me bring it on over to y'all. I think I showed y'all a little sneak peek accidentally. So here's the health trivia for today. Keep raw meat away from fruits, vegetables, and any other foods you're going to eat without blank. A, without freezing. B, without cooking. Or C, without blending in a blender. I'm going to play some of the music from our theme song here. Our theme song, I'm going to play some of my music and let y'all think about it. Let me know what you think. Let's get a little music going. Get a little music. Not clapping. Music. Here we go. What do you think? Give y'all some time to think it through. I'm logged in a couple different ways, so I'm like, am I getting in the chat? Let me look around. All right, y'all. In the interest of wrapping stuff up before it gets too late, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the answer. What you want to do your raw meat away from any foods that you're going to eat without cooking. So there's a WebMD resource there about safe grilling. Y'all probably know this, but I'm going to tell you, when it gets hot out there and you're running around and something burned and the kids are over here and there, and then the older family members need something, maybe sometimes you put something down and you're like, uh-oh, did I just put that where I didn't want to? Probably best to compost that, or rethink some things, like go ahead and cook it instead of leaving it raw. If you have some things that are cross contaminating, best to be safe. Don't be sorry about it and then feel like on top of things being hot and on top of us needing to have the sunscreen and, oh my goodness, need to drink enough water. You don't want to have any kind of food poisoning going on. So definitely think about keeping your raw meat away from anything you're not going to cook. And if you get it close to it, just go ahead and cook it. Make sure you take the right steps after if that's the case. So y'all, I really appreciate y'all spending some time with me. The next Live with Cheryl is going to be on August 6th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. For those on Patreon, I'll be having my monthly chat on the 9th. I think at 4 p.m. So we're back to our usual time. I had to slide some things recently because of doings, being active and getting stuff done. So August 6th, 8:30 p.m. next time for Live with Cheryl. Thanks for y'all's support and for checking me out. Hopefully I will see y'all around, and y'all stay safe, be good to each other, and hopefully you had a good Pride Month. I was going to post on social media to celebrate, but I got a chance to focus everything on He's on the Way, so I didn't do as much social media around that. But I definitely have different titles that I've been involved in as a voice actor, including my 3 different Hachi and Arain audiobooks that I voiced for Michael Hurston. And I think that would be a good thing to enjoy if you're still celebrating Pride Month. Why not? Why not celebrate? It's only a couple months after, right? So check those out if you want to. You can go to audible.com and search for Cheryl Mebane. Since my name as the narrator will be a way to get that, or Michael Hurston. It's Hachi and Arain. I talked about it when it came out. It was really fun and engaging. And for people who were fans of Warframe, that was the really wonderful opportunity I had to voice a video game character, Nora Knight, in Warframe. They might be interested in, a lot of what Michael was writing with that series. So y'all take care, celebrate what you can with the people you love. I'll see you next time. Bye.